The following program is a special presentation of the Big Ten Network, produced in association with the University of Wisconsin.
Like someone younger.
Chris Brown is goofy.
Rihanna's like
Rihanna
is so popular in Europe, though it's actually ridiculous. She had the top 4 songs.
She's overrated. Rihanna can't sing. Rihanna cannot sing.
No.
It just seems like
he's a good actor. Okay, so let's talk about Facebook then. So Facebook on this campus, as you guys know, it's estimated that over 95% of students, college students, have a Facebook account. So what do you guys think? Good, evil, or is it just like, personally, I think that it's good and evil. It's good on the side that you can do a lot of advertising on it. It's free advertising, like, you know, if you're holding an event in an organization, you can send it out to everybody, coast to coast. But on the other side, it's bad because you got people going through your account saying, you know, what are you doing? You know, people live their life on Facebook. I just don't like that. Like, you know, live your life in reality.
Do you think it's personally invasive in that sense? I mean, in that everyone, all of your friends can see what you're up to all the time?
No, not even that it's your friends. It's just like random strangers. And it's more the fact that people spend their lives like, I have an extra hour. Let me go through everybody's account and see what everybody's doing and how they feel. Like,
instead of actually calling them to say, hey, how are you doing?
How about this? We in college. Go to the library. Read a book. Something like, I mean,
I think Facebook allows you to, you know, interact with people that you went to high school with, but you know, the thing that's kind of weird about it is when you see people's parents on Facebook, and then it's like, my dad is doing on Facebook.
Well, my parents don't yet, but you know, it's coming.
No, or when they have like Facebook accounts for their babies, like your dog, like you said, like a dog.
Are you serious?
Like one of my friends, that's what their dog.
Yeah, I know people who have Facebook accounts for their dog. Like, nobody likes your dog that much, but.
No.
I think one of the pluses, though, to Facebook is just being able to organize events and stuff. I know that might sound silly, but being able to organize event, you used to have to call everyone or go and individualize emails and stuff. Now you can just go down this list, click on the names of the people you want at an event, and all of a sudden it's, you know, it's put together.
It's a great networking thing too. I mean, honestly, depending on what you put on there, because everybody's different. People will put on like their partying pictures and all that stuff. But if you tailor it to what you want people to see, I think it's fine. And it's a really good way for people you're working with or who you want to work with, maybe, for them to find you and classmates. I think it's good.
And what's interesting about that is that there are social costs to not going on Facebook. I mean, if you think if 95% of college students are on Facebook and you're not a member, you lose out on things that are going on online social community that's organizing people and all of your friends. So
yeah, I think
it's. No, go on.
No, I think it really allows you to be more accessible. It allows you to do more research with other universities to see like what events they're putting on, and because I'm for real, I see people on our campus all the time who have parties, and it's like, I thought I saw that at another school, but it was successful here. So it kind of gives you that outlet and to see what other people are doing to reinvent it for your campus.
Yeah, it's a good way to share ideas. You know, it's just the fact that people go through and like, I just think it's such a waste of time. Like, Facebook stalkers. That's
So another social network, ratemyprofessor.com, personally, I love it. I base all of my class decisions off of it. You can give different ratings on it, so you can say, you know, is this class easy? How clear is the professor? Is the professor hot or not? And people can give all sorts of different opinions. I think it's great. I think it's really useful, and I think that, you know, being able to see what other students have reacted to the professor is really helpful.
Is he hot?
Oh, yeah, you can have like a little chili pepper next to the professor's name.
I've never used it, and I've heard of it, and I've purposely never used it because I didn't think it was going to be that helpful. I don't know, but apparently people like it.
I think one problem of Rate My Professors is that the number of people contributing to any individual instructor can be really small. So sometimes you're basing important decisions just on the reviews of 2 or 3 people.
Plus it's anonymous. Like, what if somebody was like, oh, I got an F, so you know what? This teacher is horrible. Don't ever take him as ugly. Like, somebody could really go in there and mess up your profile.
Well, and there have been issues with libel, too, with professors trying to sue ratemyprofessor.com just because they feel like they're being unfairly represented.
Yeah, I've seen you know, and I think to myself, like, students are like, oh, it's too much reading, it's too much this and that. Like, I've never really based any of my classes off of it, but I've gotten on it to kind of just, you know, skim it. And I thought to myself, well, what if you were just lazy? Like, that's your opinion. You didn't go to class. Like, oh, I didn't go to class, and I failed this class, but this professor was hard. Yeah. You're lazy. That's why you failed.
Like, it's something to consider, but I think, like, the best thing for me, at least, is word of mouth. Like, if you ask one person, okay, how was his class? If they haven't taken it, they're gonna know somebody who has taken it. And they can tell you, face to face, I thought this.
Or just show up to the first day of class. I mean, you can pretty much gauge, you know, I don't think so.
And you know your friends better than anybody, because if you know you got a friend that's a slacker, don't ask them about no class, because you know they probably weren't going to have their classes. They're doing their homework and reading those books. But I mean, the good thing about it is that it allows you sometimes, for people who put their names on there, you can kind of see, and it might go a little bit back to Facebook, where you can see who's taking what class, and you can get those books off of those kids.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, but I mean, what if the professor goes on? Himself or herself, you know, and they're like, I'm awesome.
More power to him, man. More power to him, yeah. I would. I'm the best. I'm awesome. I just like that, like.
Yeah, I'm a hot tamale.
You'd stack your reviews.
Yes.
You know, they've actually found a really high correlation, though, between the actual reviews that students are giving out in classes at the end when you're doing teacher evaluations and the evaluations that are put on Rate Your Professor. So they're pretty accurate. I think that's, you know, that's an important thing to think about.
Correlation in what sense, though? Like, as in he's good or he's a good professor?
Right. So if somebody says, if you...
This program is a production of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. If you have comments about this broadcast, please email us at programming@uc.wisc.edu.
Yes. Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah.
Wow. It was really embarrassing. I felt bad for them.
Okay, so we're going to shift the debate on technology to academia. Some people are proposing that all technological devices be banned in the classroom. The University of Chicago actually has a comprehensive ban on laptops. I personally think banning laptops isn't necessarily a bad idea, but maybe all devices is a step too far. What do you guys think?
I see where you're coming from. Maybe, you know, a bad idea, but I use my laptop in class. I type faster, way faster than I write. I can take more notes. True, I see other people and myself kind of wandering off, checking news or something online. Other people checking Facebook.
Not Facebook in the classroom, that's what I think.
I really do. I get more out of it. And honestly, if you're not going to pay attention in class, you're not going to pay attention in class. It doesn't matter if there's something in front of you or not.
Yeah, but I think that is really disrespectful to be a student in a class, and it's like I'm taking shorthand notes. It's not that, you know, I can't use a laptop, but I choose to take the shorthand notes, and then there's somebody who's Facebooking or doing bank statements or blogging. It's disrespectful. I mean, you might as well not even be there. You might as well be sitting in the back on your cell phone. I feel like if you're going to waste the time in class for that, then you might as well have stayed at home. Stay in your dorm room to do it.
Like, it's disrespectful to do it. I think that to ban laptops, though, in the classroom, it's probably reaching a little bit too far, you know.
I think it's excessive, for sure. And, you know, going off of what you said, Meredith, the most crucial part, I think, of having a laptop there is that you have professors sometimes that are talking so fast. So fast. And when you can't keep up with it, the only way to get good notes out of that is using your laptop.
But at the same time, you can take shorthand, like Dre was saying, you can take shorthand notes. And plus, I mean, we've been doing it. We took notes, you know, kindergarten through 12th grade. Like,
I mean, our parents, like my mom said, it's not that it can't be done. My mom is a family nurse practitioner. It can be done. Okay, you can take shorthand notes and get through college. Your professor is not telling you like, oh, you know, like, OMG, you know, you're not going to pass my class if you don't type your notes.
At the same time, though, I think using laptops does affect the way you process information. I mean, if you can type faster, that means you're probably almost transcribing it verbatim, which means you're not processing what the professor is saying and kind of organizing the thoughts in a useful way.
I disagree with that, though, because I'm different. Because if I'm writing it, I write and I'm thinking about what I'm writing and how much space I have left on this page, and I have to flip the page. Seriously, this is what goes through my mind. And I have to, you know, okay, I'm not going to flip over and put another sec. It's a lot.
It doesn't force you to prioritize, though, if you're writing. I would think that you would have to...
Not prioritize in a good way, though. Prioritize into like, well, I should maybe put the section on the next page because it's not all going to fit.
I mean,
seriously, that's what goes through my mind.
I can see it being a lot more cost-effective.
All right, well, on the other hand of our other side, I should say, of banning technology, what do you think about online courses? Because a lot of universities now want to mandate that they put some courses solely online, and I've never taken an online course, so.
Yeah.
You have experience with it, I guess.
Yes, I've taken probably an online course every semester since I've been here at school, okay? I love it. I might even take 2, okay?
Man.
I'm telling you, it's convenient. You can do it on your own time, and very few of them require face-to-face, and some of them require minimal face-to-face, which gives me, as a student who, I don't pay my own tuition, but it allows me to work more hours or allows me to volunteer and do things with my time that I would rather do than sitting up in a stuffy class with people who giving me, you know, colds in this kind of weather.
I've never taken an online course, and I have to say, I just feel like they are impersonal. I feel like there's a certain experience and a certain relationship that you get out of, you know, being in a classroom with your professor, with other students. And not being able to have that, I feel like you're losing out on something when you're doing it online.
But what about those people who are single parents or whatever? Like my mom, for example, she just got her master's degree, and you know she did all her work in her room, you know, and I'm proud of her. She got her master's degree, so it's one of those things that you can do it, but you have to be extremely dedicated to it. And like there's professors that you can talk to online. They might even have phone numbers, I don't know, but there's actually like a professor, and there's lectures that they do online, but. Like personally, I couldn't do it. There's no way in the world I'll be like, oh,
it requires you to be disciplined.
Yeah.
It is a trade-off, though. I mean, there's no replacement for instruction in the classroom. You know, you process information differently, and I would think a better way. Maybe I'm wrong. You've taken online courses.
I mean, I think that, most online courses do have where you have office hours where you can actually physically go in, or they have online chat. I had a class that I loved. The teacher had a online coffee hour, and we would get in and just kind of IM back and forth, and she'd have it open for like 1 or 2 hours, which was really, it was really personal to me, and I chose to go to her office hours, but I understood that she was doing research outside of like the university. So she, you know, it allows professors, I think, on the other hand, to be able to go out and do more things than just sit in the classroom.
I don't know, I think it's a good option for some people, but if you mandate that certain courses only be online, you don't have that choice anymore. And that would be really hard for someone like me who, I don't know, maybe it's just I wouldn't be disciplined enough to go and, you know, do all my coursework online, or in personal factor,
Right, the way the world is changing also, we're becoming more like solo. We don't need to be in a big group, I think. We're more disconnected, so we're more independent. It's a lot of people like now in the corporate world that work on their own. They work from home. Most people have an in-house office. So, I mean, I don't think that it's necessarily, it's not a necessity, you know? And if it is like that, I love it. I think that it's great. You know, people have an option now.
I
agree with it.
Royalties. $300 on books. I was like,
I spent $100 on one book.
Get on Amazon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess in the, you know, tradition of talking about books, a lot of people think that print is dying. And as far as print goes, as far as the newspapers and as far as books, so how do you think the, you know, thought of print dying, how would that change us, the way we learn?
Start that off. I think that, you know, it might be sad to some people, but honestly, I don't like necessarily sitting there and reading a book all night long. And plus, all the money that you pay for a book, like I just spent $100 on one book. So, you know, if you get rid of books, I'm happy with it. So that's more money in my pocket.
Yeah, I think about it like this. Like, I vow to have a personal collection of books for my own home.
To
exactly.
look nice.
But as far as textbooks go, that's different for me. As far as I think print, you know, for newspapers and magazines and things, I think that a lot of that, for our generation, we want instant gratification across the board.
Download, read.
Exactly.
I disagree, though. I want to have my textbook in front of me. I want to have something I can write on, something I can highlight, something I can go back and reference later, and I know exactly where it is. And also, think about the strain on your eyes when you're reading on the computer all day. I don't know about you guys, but I get headaches all the time.
You can cut the light down and do that. You can put a blind. You can cut the light down on mine. I got like an old computer. My other one shut down, but it's been a rough semester. But you could press 2 buttons and it like turn the light down.
Exactly. You can change the text size on a computer. You can some books you can even, or text you can get to read back to you depending on if you have a disability. So I don't know.
But I don't think that signals the end of print. I mean, I think there will always be sort of an inherent need to have something tactile in your hands to read and look at.
That, though. Like, that's not even green. I don't know, we give all this talk about, you know, we got to go green. We're killing all these trees for all these new. I could read this online for free.
But the people like we were talking about before with the eye strain and everything, and I agree, I have that too. They'll print out all that stuff, so the paper is still being used, and sometimes even more paper because they're only printing on the one side. Also, I have to say that when I read online, I can take notes faster, going back to the whole typing faster thing. I read it, I can type it all on the same screen. I don't learn much if I'm highlighting things.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of people really are crippled on the fact of having print. I mean, if I can get online, I hear about a news story, I don't have to just wait around to see what my, town or my city is printing about that story. I can get online and I can Google the topic or whatever. Sorry if I'm plugging Google, but you can get on and I can search and see for the next, every area around me, every county, and see what's going on with that.
I think it's gonna happen.
News story.
It's gonna happen. Like, we might as well just get used to it.
So with the rise of technology and with all the stuff that we're talking about going online, et cetera, is that creating a disconnect, do you think, among our generation? And personally, for me, I guess one of the first things that comes to mind is text messaging and BBMing, which is just text messaging with Blackberries. I can go days without talking to my friends on the phone and actually hearing their voices or seeing them, but we're just chatting via BBM. I just feel like that creates a huge gap between your relationships.
People forget how to talk.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm guilty. People will call me and I don't really feel like sitting on the phone for 5 minutes, and so I'll ignore the call and I'll text them back. So, sorry. But
busted.
All your friends gonna see this. You know what I thought?
I have friends who are the same way. They will not initiate a phone call. They'll text it out in 6 different text messages.
Yeah.
And they'll never, even if you call them, be like, I'm sick of listening to this. I don't want to type back. I'll call them. They won't answer.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about people who are passive-aggressive and hide behind text and emails and things like that, but I do believe that technology is a lot more streamlined as far as being able to chat with people, send pictures instantly, have people like me and my friend, we share a blog together, and she's in Tallahassee right now, Florida. So, I might send her an email and she'll read the story and then she'll send it back to me with the edits, and then we'll post it and it's out there right away. So, I don't know.
On that point though, do you think we're becoming less social then? I mean, are we over time going to start lacking certain social skills, basic skills of communicating in person?
People forget how good it feels to talk to somebody else, like even in offices, like there's, the instant talk. You can talk to somebody right next door to you. And even with the iPod, that's the one thing, especially on this campus, the iPod, you can say, hey, how do you feel? Like, nobody hears you. They're all, and then they're at a concert
I'm so guilty of that.
Yeah.
I do think that there needs to be a clarification though between communicating with somebody that's actually in your town, somebody that you can actually go see, and then for example, I was studying abroad in Spain last semester, and we had Skype, and that I used technology then to actually connect more with my friends and my family.
There's got to be some type of relationship there, like that's a very good example. Like, technology is helping us, but at the same time, is it crippling us?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a line between utilizing it and taking over your life.
Yeah, I think the technology can definitely be abused as far as people who create these relationships with individuals. And so I feel like, I don't know, I really do think that people cripple themselves and not having that person.
This program is a production of the University of Wisconsin-Madison. If you have comments about this broadcast, please email us at programming@uc.wisc.edu.
Doesn't matter, low cut, high cut.
That's true.
So, do you think that the web has changed the entire concept of cheating? Because in reality, I feel like the internet that we use today is considered this web 2.0. And so it's this entire environment that's conceptualized around personal interactions, flipping ideas off of each other, going into sites like Wikipedia, creating blogs and things like that. So individuals can go through, like I just was thinking about buying a new BlackBerry Storm. So I got on to see what's the difference between the Storm and the iPod, and going through and seeing what those ideas are. And I don't think that would be necessarily cheating. I mean, okay.
I don't know. This is what I think of online cheating, though. When I think of online cheating, I think of plagiarism, ripping things off the web. People taking pictures, they search for an image, they rip it, they don't give credit for it. They don't give credit where credit is due, and that's what I think is really cheating in the form of the web, and also sites where you can buy papers, where people like.
Now, see, that's going far beyond, like, taking a picture, copying and pasting a picture. I mean, I don't have a digital camera. I can go take pictures of the Alps, so, like, I don't think that's cheating, but that's just what I think.
Yeah. As far as pictures and stuff go, I could be a culprit of stealing pictures, but who's to say that person wouldn't think it was okay for me to borrow that picture? What if it wasn't even that picture in the first place, but they just posted it on their website?
We'll go ahead.
Sorry, but getting back to what you said, though, has cheating changed in its definition? I don't think it has. You're still taking somebody else's work and making it, giving yourself the credit for it. Right. I've seen people, like, take papers, look at Wikipedia, copy and paste stuff onto their own papers and call it their own.
But people were going to cheat regardless. Like, I know I know plenty of places up and down this campus where you can go and you can buy a paper from somebody, or you can just go to somebody and say, you know, hey, you took this class? Can I see all your old notes? Like me personally, I have a collection of all my old notes that I keep. One day I might use them, probably not, but you know, I still keep them. So
at the end of the day, plagiarism is plagiarism. If you get it out of a book, if you get it offline, online, it's illegal. It cannot be done. And there are actually deterrents to doing it. I mean, some professors use software programs now. I have a professor who stood up in front of our class last semester and said, I'm going to run all of your papers through this software program.
If you do that,
I don't know if you're using anything online. And I was like, okay.
If you're that bold, you deserve to get caught. But if you go to Wikipedia and say, oh, you know, well, it says this, or you do happen to look up somebody else's paper and you want to take a fact, you should definitely cite it. But I mean, I don't think that's cheating. That's just relaying ideas. That's the kind of world we live in now. We relay ideas off each other. When we're not on the iPod, we do that.
Well, for our final segment, I have a list of words here. And I want everyone here to give me their one word, one phrase response, okay? First word, first phrase. Bloggers, blogging. My term, overrated.
Fascinating.
Bloggers, anonymous in not a good way.
Are controversial.
I think, who cares? You're not that important.
Really?
Fair.
I'm a blogger.
I love you. I'm just saying.
I thought mine was kind of harsh.
Next word.
What's the next one?
Do you have anything on this?
Who's he? How did he get famous? I'm sorry.
All right, online stalkers.
Pedophilia.
Pathetic.
Lonely, too lonely.
Super creepy.
I think a big brother, like, you know, somebody's watching you all the time. We live in a glass bubble.
What about privacy? Online privacy. I think non-existent. If you're online, you're all out.
No, I think it's completely overrated. I mean, privacy is something that's, you gotta live in a box to really be so private.
I just think it's almost impossible to, you know, obtain this air of privacy in this generation, looking at Facebook and stuff. Completely. It's up to you to make sure that you're keeping what you want private.
Yeah.
Facebook is an argument against privacy. I mean, right? People are publishing their lives essentially. So.
Yeah, I agree with Meredith. I think it's non-existent.
Yeah.
It still exists, but non-existent.
Yeah.
I'll stick with that.
The anonymity's not there anymore.
Yeah.
And kind of getting back to distance learning, what do you guys think about online universities?
I think it's great. I think it's a perfect opportunity for parents or people who have other obligations to get a good college degree.
Impersonal.
Exactly.
Impersonal. I think that you lose out on a lot of relationships and a lot of kind of the social development that we need as college students. You know, learning to find yourself. You can't get that
older,
and proliferating. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing that these are sprouting up all over the place.
Yeah, that's true. I think that there needs to be some accountability.
Right.
But
People are flocking
to online
universities.
I think there's a board that they account to, though.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's a board that they account to, some kind of region system.
Yeah, some kind of accreditation. But I'm telling you, I think that it's phenomenal for individuals who cannot fit into the traditional class.
The preceding program was produced by the University of Wisconsin in association with the Big Ten Network.